아무도 부르지 않던 날 데려간 종소리 기도보다 두려움을 우리들은 먼저 배워 서로를 기대던 너와 내가 갈 곳 없는 찬송만 Learn how to hate each other When I heard the sound of God's silence 잠들었었던 침묵은 절망이 되어 내 몸짓이 부서지고 가려도 내 마음이 헤어지고 갈라져도 See you rise, rise 일어나 네 안에 어둠 깨우고 진짜 모습을
House in Kerosia is trying to put me out.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I cannot approve your loan request. You should leave.
If we fail to cover the promissory note due this time, House Ern will go bankrupt. Why don't you postpone your donation to the Holy College? Please, please help. You're my father-in-law.
What father-in-law? Did you forget what your father did when Isabel was falsely accused?
That... I apologize on behalf of my father, but... It seems you have a guest. I'll come back later.
Pathetic. Just like his father. If only he had taken after his mother a bit. I was wondering who it could be. What brings you here?
Sir, has the inspection team paid you a visit yet? In regards to Lady Isabel's case?
Don't you know how many officers in Calphion grow fat on my coin? Wolfgang, I expected better from you. Don't worry about her case. By rights, Isabel should be locked up in the Calphion dungeons. Yet she is at home, safe and warm. This is the power I wield over this city. I'm untouchable. Once people lose interest, money can smooth matters over. So simply cease snooping around and let things be. Before House Light, the most prestigious family in Calphion, you have no power to oppose them while you were fighting with Jordine. Do you think they sat around picking the lid from their pillows? Evidence has likely been tampered with, and anyone involved either bought off or silenced for good. Even if you're hailed as the hero who defeated Jordine, this is Calphion, a city of nobles. I've already told you. Stirring things up won't do her any good. Leave. All I trust in is coin, and nothing but coin. I'll handle this matter with the power I possess, the power it's afforded me. All I trust in is coin.
Did I hear that you've met Isabel? She's the one to become my wife. Does Isabel have any intentions of coming back from Heidel?
Oh dear, he is too stubborn. What's our next move? She said the ledger is in his safe. But what are you thinking? I see. I suppose I'm not in a position to be picky. Sir, as Jordine has been taken care of, I'd like to discuss the reinforcement of the capital security force.
What is wrong with you? I'm a father whose daughter's on the precipice of imprisonment. Do you hear yourself? Have you forgotten whose coin has kept you trained, kept you properly outfitted? Have you?
His roar is always so intimidating. By the way, I didn't know you were so light-fingered. Oh, this must be it. It appears to be a very ordinary ledger. What exactly are we searching for? Most of the records are about black crystals. And as we're aware, the mine is under the control of the Light Merchant Guild. Let's see. There's also details on the guards' lodging and meals, armory management, wages. Oh, here it is. Lady Isabel's words were true. The guards' equipment records. It states that a sword obtained from an unidentified individual was stored in the armory. Judging by the recorded size, material, and shape, I'm certain it's the Ashen Usurper. But will this be enough to defend her? Hold on, what's the time? Oh, the trial is about to commence. We must rush to the Calus Plaza.
They say that in Calphion you'll get fleeced in broad daylight. How can people live in such a busy and hostile environment? Huh? Adventurer! Oh my, you look gaunt. Are you eating properly?
I heard you collapsed after fighting Jordine, but I see you're still alive and kicking. A fortunate turn indeed.
Ah, we came to prove that there is no connection between the Shadow Knights and the Serendian Dukedom. And I hear dear Isabel is about to go on trial soon as well. I simply cannot miss out on such a spectacle. Huh? What are you going on about? I heard only Belmont's corpse remained after you defeated him. Chief Frero told me that Sir Jordine should still be alive, and it was thanks to you, right? I knew you'd look out for him. That's what happened, isn't it? I know you wouldn't refuse my request. My honorable knight of Serendia wouldn't do that.
It appears the trial is about to commence. Let's hurry. You came to watch it as well, didn't you?
Roy, go ahead and prepare our seats.
Yes, I will take care of it, Your Grace.
Order! Order in the court! The trial is about to commence. Citizens, take your seats and remain silent. I am Herman Foresio, Chief Counselor of the Republic of Calphion. The Court of the First Criminal Department of the Callus Parliament is now in session. Case number 286-192. Grand Chamberlain of Serendia's collusion with the Shadow Knights. Are both sides in attendance?
Plaintiff Elena Light, Your Honor.
Defendant Isabel and Karosha, Your Honor.
Plaintiff, specify the accusation made against the defendant and provide justification for such allegations.
Jordine Ducasse, former Grand Chamberlain of Serendia, who instilled fear in the hearts of the Calphion citizens. How was it he dared to point his sword at Calphion's throat? It was all thanks to the support of his sponsor, Isabel and Karosha. No one suspected it. She was not foolish enough to openly show her support for Serendia. Instead, she supported the Baron of Montvidal. It was a very cunning choice. Yes, a land of perilous ruin, where one can hardly imagine soldiers or farmers residing. Under this guise, Serendia secretly trained elite soldiers, ready to be deployed at a moment's notice.
What an utter farce! You can't just accuse her out of hatred, out of spite!
Shh! Quiet, Jerry. Calm down. They can't find out about the other forces Joe was raising.
Order! Disrupt the proceedings of this court again, and you will be removed immediately. Continue, plaintiff.
As many of you know, the Jean Merchant Guild is a jointly run venture between House Light and House Enkarosha. I discovered some unusual transactions while balancing last month's books, so I took a deeper look and unearthed an unsettling truth. The funds used for the acquisition of the Heidel League of Merchants were actually used to support Montvidal. I immediately informed the Duke of Serendia and had him strip the former Grand Chamberlain of any military authority. Then, Isabel arranged for him to collude with the heretics, the Shadow Knights. He then harnessed that newfound power to trample upon Calphion, our city, built upon the sanctity of Elion with the sweat of our ancestors. They've laid waste to the Callus Parliament, our esteemed assembly of Calphion's noble citizens, and left naught but ruin in their wake. Clearly, it was a plot to eradicate the legacy of our great republic, using Jordine as a pawn. The vile Enkarosha scheme was to seize absolute authority by regressing our enlightened, progressive republic back to its days as a barbaric monarchy. Your Honor, I submit the ledger of the manager of Montfordel, obtained by the Light Merchant Guild, as evidence.
What? What's going on between House Light and House Encarosha? Haven't they shared control of the Shan Alliance for over a decade?
Indeed. When the dust of this debacle settles, what will become of the Alliance? Will it be dissolved?
That money-worshipping House Encarosha. Their stuffed coffers will soon be made stuffed coffins.
I can't believe she prepared so thoroughly for this.
I thought Geoffrey's marriage to Isabel would save our house. How can this happen?
Order! This will be admitted as evidence, Exhibit 1. Defendant, respond to the plaintiff's claims.
The stench of conspiracy wafts from that end, Your Honor. My father, Enrique Encarosha, is a noble and upstanding member of the Callis Parliament. Why would the daughter of an esteemed representative attempt to overthrow their republic for a monarchy? It is preposterous.
Instead of providing concrete evidence like the plaintiff, it seems the defendant is merely playing on our emotions.
Adventurer, the record of the Ashen Usurper. Did you find it? I knew you would, but proceed with caution. Alina Light is a highly influential figure in the Republic.
Hero of Calpheon, you have something to say? Considering the special nature of this case, we did not permit either party an outside attorney. However, out of respect for your contributions, which will forever remain in the shining history of the Republic, I, Herman Foresio, grant you the right to speak under my authority. What do you have to say?
Great hero of Calpheon. Did you find issue with my claim? Or perhaps my argument and evidence were so flawless that you've forgotten your rebuttal. I admit, there may have been a leap in logic, but consider this. Jordine's goal has always been the downfall of Calpheon. What if, after all the power players are gone, only Jordine's allies are left standing? We can source countless records from the past about what happens when all power is consolidated into the hands of one man. I admit, there may have been a... What if we can source... Jordine Ducasse, former Grand Chamberlain of Serendia, who instilled fear in the hearts of the Calpheon citizens. How was it he dared to point his sword? No, instead, yes, under as the funds I am then he that they've laid waste to the Callis Parliament. Are clearly, it was a plot. The vile Encarosha scheme was to seize absolute authority by regret. Your Honor, I submit the ledger of the manager of Montfordel, obtained by the Light Merchant Guild. The defendant, fully aware that the black stones from the extraction mill were falling into the hands of the Shadow Knights, chose to turn a blind eye. It's evident that she exploited this situation to forge a link between Jordine and the Shadow Knights. We have the ledger of Sir Edmund Dawson, the extraction mill manager. There's no way little Miss Meticulous Isabel didn't know about this. An unidentified sword? Why would Edmund do something so stupid?
I will admit the evidence from both sides. Let's see. Both records match Sir Edmund's handwriting. What the defense is questioning among these records is the sword without any workshop production records. Correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. The sword is known as the Ashen Usurper, a symbol of the Shadow Knights. So, according to the ledger, the first one to make initial contact with the Shadow Knights was none other than Sir Edmund Dawson, not House Encarosha.
What? What does she mean? Sir Edmund was the first to contact those heretics? What's going on?
Wait. The Black Crystals in Serendia are controlled by the Light Merchant Guild. Could they have been orchestrating things behind the scenes?
Order! The plaintiff must substantiate the defendant's assertion.
It's just some old sword without any origins. Where is the evidence that it's the Ashen Usurper? House Light oversees the extraction mill, but the operation of produced goods is managed by the Jean Merchant Guild. At that time, Isabel Incarosha was in charge of Serendia. So who would Sir Edmund be reporting to at the time? Her. It would have been Isabel Incarosha. Your Honor, please examine the essence of the situation first.
That is correct. The castle entry records accurately reflect this. I can attest to it as head butler, if Lady Durette allows.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course, naturally. When was that? Was it the night I had too much to drink and passed out?
What did you say? Your Honor, the defendant is now using her position to spread false information.
Enough! Councillor Light, that sword, it is indeed the Ashen Usurper.
Your Honor, I would like to call as my witness the manager of the Serendian extraction mill, Sir Edmund Dawson.
Sir Edmund Dawson? Is alive? Oh dear, he looks terrible.
What's he doing showing up here all of a sudden? Did he have a change of heart?
Look at Alina Light's face. Red as Calphion's colors. She's so flustered. Goodness me, this is something to savor.
Order in the court! You may call the witness. Sir Edmund Dawson, is what you have said true?
Yes, Your Honor. The Ashen Usurper, Sword of the Shadow Knights, was delivered by me to the Grand Chamberlain.
You handed over such an item to the enemy of the Republic. You will be held accountable for your actions in due course. For what reason did you deliver such a thing to him? Tell us the reason, so that the people may understand.
At that time, I was under severe pressure regarding the quota assigned to me by Councillor Alina Light. In the midst of this, a woman came to see me. She seemed to know all about my troubles. She introduced herself as Elezra, and she promptly put forth a proposition. She said that if I gave the sword, the Ashen Usurper, to Jordine, she would give me the black stones that I needed to meet the quota. Looking back now, it was a ridiculous deal. But at that time, I was in a tight spot, and thus not in my right mind.
Yes. So I hastily went to visit Jordine during the night, and presented the sword to him as a gift. The Grand Chamberlain later used that gift to make an attempt on my life. As he plunged the blade into me, he whispered, "As the Dark Ones demanded."
The suspicion of collusion between Jordine and Isabel has been cleared. Bailiff, detain Sir Edmund Dawson. The remainder of the trial will now resume. Back to the initial claim. Why did the defendant sponsor...
Why did the defendant sponsor the Baron of Montvidel? Exactly why? You intended to overthrow Calpheon.
For Calpheon. To prevent his sword and his army from being pointed at Calpheon. While the Baron maintained military tension within Serendia, Jordine could not advance into Calpheon. Not with an enemy behind him.
Do you expect the people of Calpheon to believe such innocent intentions? We are talking about House Encarosha. Are we to believe that a house, notorious throughout Calpheon for their greed, made a donation in the name of justice?
Never fear, Rookie. I've kept a small trick up my sleeve for just such an occasion. Here's the property deed for the Golden Toad Inn, and the investment contract for the Montvidel land. Go ahead, present these as evidence. It's time to turn the tides of the trial. This is the property deed for the Golden Toad Inn. It was being operated by the Heidel League of Merchants. Having obtained this, all the businesses of the Heidel League of Merchants fell under the ownership of the Jean Merchant Guild. And the same goes for the funds allocated to Montvidel. They weren't just for military support. Donations for justice? I don't think so. It was a careful investment by the Heidel branch of the Jean Merchant Guild. An investment befitting House Encarosha, prioritizing profit above all else. Isn't that right, Baron of Montvidel?
Of course. 30% of the Montvidel land shares were transferred to the Heidel branch of the Jean Merchant Guild.
Considering this, the ledger submitted by House Light was counterfeit evidence concocted to support her narrative. Great citizens of Calpheon, I, Isabel, see money as a mere tool, not the final goal. Little by little, I aim to wield these tools to further the prosperity of Calpheon.
You already had a card up your sleeve. I have nothing left to teach you, Isabel. You truly have what it takes to become the head of House Encarosha. I am so proud of you.
Thank you, Father. Counselor Elena Light, you cannot defeat me. Do you see that now?
Isabel! You knew it all along! How dare you! How dare you mock me!
So much for her confidence.
It seems even the prestigious House Light is not immune to misfortune.
Order in the court! If there are no further claims or additional evidence, I shall hear their closing arguments and deliver judgment. Isabel Incarosha, have you prepared your final argument?
Respected Chief Counselor, Council members, and esteemed citizens of our great Calpheon. A family obsessed with expanding their enterprise and caring only for coin. An arrogant family of peddlers audaciously aiming to engulf the prestigious House Urn and masquerade as nobility. We of House Encarosha are well aware of such public sentiments. We won't deny it. After all, it's the truth. However, as members of the sacred Callus Parliament, our house has never committed a shameful act against the Republic. I implore you, do not misconstrue my efforts, my tireless endeavors to crush Jordine's ambition. Do not misinterpret my desire to protect the Republic of Calpheon and its citizens. With tears and hope, I ask you to show that justice still lives on in the Republic. That is all.
All the evidence presented by the hero of Calpheon unequivocally reveals the truth of this case. For the hearing of case number 286-192, suspected collusion with Jordine Ducasse, I find the defendant not guilty.
This is all thanks to you, adventurer.
With this, the hearing for case number 286-192 is closed. Hero of Calpheon, you've done it again. May I count on your support in the upcoming election?
Nothing like a breath of fresh air after being cooped up for so long.
And seeing Alina's scowling face, that was the cherry on top.
What did I do? You're the real hero here. You know, I've even started to believe in fate. Remember when I hounded Bobby Lauren for his debt? Would our paths have crossed if I hadn't? I think they would have. We were bound to meet and make a difference together, one way or another. Rest up for today, Rookie. Povius will take special care of you.
Adventurer, on behalf of House Encarosha, I want to express my gratitude to you once again. Indeed, always stay true to yourself. I suppose you're about to set off on another adventure? Speaking of which, there's a matter I've been investigating personally. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Do you recall when Lady Isabel collapsed at the wheat plantation? Her condition at the time was indeed due to black stone poisoning. There was no doubt about it. Professor Gorgath suggested it might be due to prolonged exposure to black stones. But from what I recall, she came into direct contact with a black stone only once. That's right. Back in the day, it took miners a good while to get poisoned from the black stones. For her to get poisoned in such a short time, could it be that she had been secretly engrossed in alchemy? Or she had no choice but to directly absorb the black stone into her body, meaning she might have ingested it? But when could this have happened? Any ideas? I have one particular moment in mind. You've reached the same conclusion, then. That's the only time that seems plausible. House Light has a long history with the Black Stones, after all. Hard to picture that sweet old lady who lends her aid to the less fortunate, turning to poison, eh? My friend, it seems you still have much to learn about the world. Everyone goes through this life wearing a mask. You only get a glimpse of their true faces when you gaze into the very depths of their being. Leave this matter to me. Now you should take a well-deserved rest.